mic is kind of low. I don't know why. Welcome.
Yeah, I mean, because I can hear you very well.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. I don't know.
As long as the audience can hear me.
Yeah.
Hi, audience. As long as the people. My name is Jasiri X. I'm co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. Welcome to This Week in White Supremacy. We have a lot.
A lot of what?
A lot of white supremacy, racism. It's almost too much.
That sounds like reverse racism to me.
It's like, what do we really? It's almost getting to this day in white supremacy. Like we
This
could do
hour.
it this.
Breaking news.
24 hours all day. I mean, we could get there, but it's been a lot of it's so much big news that like another news story just pushes, and then it's like you have to decide in your mind.
It's like a Pez dispenser of white supremacy.
1,000%.
Yes. Like a Donald Trump Pez dispenser would go crazy right now.
1,000%. And to help us
navigate these tumultuous times.
yes, and to give us the tools we need to survive.
We have the protector of Palestine.
Yes, we have
The Grace from Georgia. The original ATLian.
Yes, we need a miracle
The world needs a miracle
to survive white supremacy, and we have one with us.
I'm off today. I'm on vacation. I'm sorry. I didn't know
your mind?
Yeah.
Anyways, what's up, y'all? It's Miracle, aka Big Blessing with the Big Blessings, aka Mashallah Miracle. Fruit wants to call me Mayhem and Malice Miracle, but I just think I'm like majestic.
Majestic
Miracle.
is fine. Yeah. Majestic is good.
Malevolent. Miracle.
Malevolent?
Yeah.
Malevolent is evil. Benevolent is good. Malevolence, like malice, malintent.
But it sounds
Maelstrom.
prettier and nicer.
Malevolent.
Malevolent is having or showing a wish to do evil to others.
Benevolence.
The fact that y'all think I'm wrong.
She's not wrong. She's absolutely right.
Yeah.
We just had a conversation before we got started. She's
That's
wishing
the
evil.
problem. People, I'm like, I'm mean, and people are like, no, you're not. You're nice. I'm like, okay.
That's hilarious.
Well, look at me, this is being all warm and fuzzy.
Yes. And sir.
You know, I'm here this morning.
Yes.
I'm supreme. I'm Asiatic.
Yes.
I think my intelligence has been called into question.
Oh, wow.
In my personal life.
Okay.
But, you know, I like to think I'm of divinity. So
You're trying.
God.
You're striving.
I'm striving.
You're striving to reach.
Striving for excellence, man.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
day we striving for excellence.
I agree. Same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Striving for excellence.
Listen, men are trash. I'm compost.
Okay. Got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to hit them with a little a miracle.
Yeah.
Miracle has something to say?
Miracle.
Nope. You will not get me today. I mean, listen, you just got to try to be better than your yesterday.
That's right. That's it.
That's
Better
what
than
I will try to be better than I was
Yes.
yesterday. I will not be as good as I am tomorrow.
Yes.
And inshallah, we get better every day.
Yes, we're trying. And,
But you know what doesn't get better every day? Is
White
America.
supremacy.
Well, I
Yes.
was going to say America.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, because even though, despite the narrative that America is back and better than ever,
oh no.
I would
we're
question.
doing worse.
Yeah.
By what metric?
I'm saying, what is our metric? If we're having like the
Jobs?
opposite, yeah,
No. I mean,
Gas?
think
No.
about it. Think about it.
Food?
The,
No.
The job numbers were so bad. The lady got fired, and the new dude is like, "We're not even going to release no numbers."
yeah. How you get fired on your day off?
Yeah.
My
I heard
favorite
you
thing
on
is when
video selling
people are
boxes.
like posting like gas was this 3 months ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is how much gas is
Yes.
now. Eggs was like,
Yes.
even eggs is still expensive.
Fruits has gone up
Fruit is
dramatically. Yes.
crazy.
And you know, I try to be less fat, right? So I'm trying to like eat healthier, and I'm just like, oh, this is like expensive.
Yeah.
And India was hit with a 50% tariff today.
Oh wow.
You know what? We just about to
Today, yes.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
As a punishment for using Russian oil. So again, Trump is very arbitrary with these things. He starts them, he takes them away.
UK just said we can't even get posts from them.
Yeah. Can't even get the post.
I can't even get jewelry no more. I can't even get my fat clothes
But what
no
he
more.
does, Miracle, is he distracts you. he's Distraction Don, and then he is Dictator Don. These are his two major things, right?
Like a man. Yes.
He's gonna he's gonna distract you.
Always a man.
Always a man.
But at the same, while he's distracting you, he's like consolidating his power. I mean, think about it. You're all right, bro?
Yeah, no, I'm just.
Oh,
self-reflection.
I thought you already did.
He was like, "Dang, wait a minute, I am the problem. Wait a minute. Oh snap, that's what it was. It's okay.
I think
It's
that's the only Taylor Swift song I know. Is I'm the problem, it's me.
Oh, wow. And congrats, Taylor Swift.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
He was like,
Her and that nigga core white she got, like, who abandoned his black scent the moment he got to his milk toast. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
anyways.
He invented the fave, bro.
Please stop.
Man, that's the thing. When you lot start giving out tickets, cookout invitations, and all that, that's what happens. They start crediting white people with shit they ain't had enough.
Maybe he likes raisins.
And
When you co-opt in and out of blackness, this is what happens. And for people who don't remember, when Travis was dating a black woman and he had the black girlfriend effect.
She glowed him up.
Yeah, he had his nigga cool cosplay on.
We're writing articles basically crediting him for black hairstyles.
Yes,
So
that happened.
Here we are,
and we talked about that on this show before. But yes, we're here. It's a multitude of things happening. One of the things that Donald Trump is doing, again, that flies in the face of all of these things these conservatives supposedly told. Remember, the conservatives were always supposed to be about state rights.
Right.
Don't tread on me. No federal government interference.
Now
we believe in states' rights.
Tread harder, daddy.
whoa.
That's what they're saying now.
Wow. They did have like the don't tread on me and the snake.
The snake
and
with the bondage shit?
Yeah, the ball gag in his mouth. And it was like,
Tread harder, daddy.
You're absolutely right. So because Trump is already using federal resources and forces in Washington, D.C., right? And now Trump is saying that he's going to go to Chicago. He's saying that the black people of Chicago are screaming for him to come to Chicago. To Chicago. You just said, don't tread on me, daddy. What? Screaming for him to come.
The black
John, I just need you
screaming.
The black women, he said.
To make an edit of just them two saying that phrase.
Oh my
I just need that
days.
loop for a second. That's the intro.
Got you. And so again, and what's interesting about this kind of National Guard, for one, there's a question as to whether or not the National Guard even has money to do all of these things that Trump is asking him to do. Because what Trump is doing is he's asking the red state governors for their National Trump Guard, right? Because the governors have to give permission for their state's National Guard to be involved in this.
Right.
And then he's taking those red state National Guard's people, and then he's moving those to the blue states. And so the governor of Illinois, again, and Trump is doing this.
One state, two state, red state, blue state.
Yes. And Trump is doing this for political reasons, right?
Oh, yeah.
He called out Wes Moore, who's the governor of Maryland, because he talked about he was going to go to Baltimore, who has seen a historic drop in crime. Remember, Washington, D.C., a historic drop in crime. Mm-hmm. Crime.
Was it 50-year low? 30 years.
All time. They were on pace for an all-time low, right?
Yeah.
Baltimore dropped tremendously. All of these, in many cases, were because of investments in community groups, right? Now he's saying he wants to go to Chicago. The governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, said, you are neither wanted or needed here.
Right.
We don't, again, this is the governor of the state. Mm-hmm. California is suing the Trump administration right now because they sent the National Guard into Los Angeles. So all of these things are happening, and Chicago has also had a tremendous drop in homicide thanks to the current mayor, Brandon Johnson. And
you know who we don't attribute that drop to?
Who?
Lori Lightfoot.
I mean, she was a terrible mayor. So we know this is optics, we know this is metrics, but we also know this is dangerous, right? This is dictatorial behavior.
Yeah.
in terms of you're creating this federal force to send to these places, and really you're targeting cities that have black mayors, who's not only black mayors, but black mayors whose investment in community groups is actually reducing crime, is working.
Right.
And you're targeting these blue states or your political enemies. The same thing is happening with ICE. And so how do you all think this is going to go?
I'm curious.
Are they going to come to Chicago, and what type of reception would they possibly get?
I'm curious if this is going to be like the triumphant reemergence of Kanye West. Like, if
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because he missed the fact that it is the 20th anniversary of Katrina, and I really thought that he was going to come out and say something. Because
what if
you did think he was? Wait. How did we get here? Okay, I'm talking about Chicago. How did we get to Kanye West?
Isn't Kanye from Chicago?
Because George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah, but Kanye hasn't lived in Chicago for a long.
Correct, but
that's why I said a triumphant reemergence.
We listen.
What if this is the platform he uses to pardon Robert?
Oh shit.
There's a lot of stuff that can happen with Chicago. Remember,
right?
Yes.
Kanye did say he wanted to run for president. There's a lot of things that he could be doing at this moment. What I was saying was I was very surprised that with the 20th anniversary of Katrina, that Ye did not come back and kind of reinvent and reintroduce his black Kanye personality, right?
I think he's so far from that, though.
But
yes.
Right. We always know the people do. They stray away from blackness. It gets hard.
Right.
People come on hard times. Like, oh, wait, I'm black again, right? Everyone has this thing that lets them be re-immersed into
I hear you. But why?
So I was saying I was shocked that Kanye did not do this. However, I'm not sure if Trump sending ICE to Chicago is going to be the thing that brings Kanye back, because you do see there is a lot of black elders.
Well, it's not just ICE. It's National Guard. It's all of these federal troops
who are similarly a little bit conservative, who are teetering around that conservative thing. What I think is going to happen is you're going to get to Chicago. They're not going to realize how diverse Chicago is, right? And they're gonna get it cracking. I don't think he's gonna send people to O Block. I don't think that's what he's going to do.
But that's what supposedly he's supposed to do. One, Kanye doesn't live in Chicago, like you said.
He's in Calabasas.
No, I understand
Kanye is somebody that has gone so far into the white supremacy. I mean, he passed Candace Owens. I mean, Kanye
who was like Miracle said, trying to come back to her blackness.
Everybody's trying to rebrand right now.
Kanye is in the Nazi party. I mean, he's gone so far. So again, I don't even think Chicago, as somebody that was born and raised in Chicago's not going to accept. Kanye ain't no spokesperson for the city. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
Like a Common or Chance would have a better reception. Even, Vic Mensa put out a video that I thought was really dope, and Vic has been emerging as somebody using his platform for social consciousness. Shout out to Vic Mensa. These are people that at least are in the city. People can see them, people can touch them, and people know like they're a representation of the city. You know what I'm saying? It would be dope to maybe even hear some from Michael Jordan. I don't know, right? He also isn't from Chicago, doesn't live in Chicago, but is looked at as that representative. But like you said, Chicago is a very diverse city. Like, where are you going to go? Are you going to go?
If you buck in Chicago, so that's also
right. But also, like, if you're like, when you look in Washington, like, are you going to be down? Because downtown Chicago is already safe. Like, when you go downtown Chicago, you already see. First of all, like for reference, Chicago has the most police per capita of any city in America. So there's hella police in Chicago. So again, like, and so you're going to send these federal police, like you said, to an O Block or to the South Side or to the West Side.
Yeah.
To do what? To just walk around and be present there? Because one interesting video that came out recently about DC, it was DEA people. Again, it's all of these agencies, these federal agencies, and it's like, well, what are they doing? Right? They're obviously not doing no high level investigating. Like, again, if you've watched The Wire, or if you're just somebody that's interested in crime in general, you don't stop crime by just showing up on the street, right? Mm-hmm. it's like these high level investigations and you take down these high level traffickers. That's not what they're doing. They're literally standing around harassing people that are just like sitting in a park or sitting on their stoop. So how that's going to work in Chicago, I have no idea.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
good
saying? Yeah, good luck. But again, how does it, if the governor is saying he doesn't want, well, first of all,
we have a clip.
Let's play Trump's clip. And this is what Trump said about whether or not he can or cannot go to Chicago.
So I would have much more respect for Pritzker if he'd call me up and say, I have a problem. Can you help me fix it? I would be so happy to do it. I don't love, not that I don't have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it. No problem going in and solving his difficulties. But it would be nice if they'd call and they'd say, would you do it? And
so that was Donald Trump saying, I'm the president of the United States. Basically, I can do anything I want to do.
Is he wrong, anything?
He is wrong.
I mean, there's checks and balances, but yes.
Well,
the Supreme Court basically was like,
and the Supreme Court has been not checking or not balancing. You know what I'm saying? Congress is controlled by the Republicans right now.
Right.
So Congress and Senate isn't checking and balancing this either. And so, like, where does this go? I have a theory.
Okay.
My theory is what Trump is doing, he's seeing, right, that, again, when you think about the cities he's talking about, Washington, D.C., remember at the press conference and Kash Patel came out and said that Washington, D.C., crime was at historic lows?
Right, yes.
And then he said, right after that, he said, thanks to Trump and these people behind me.
Yes.
But you all have been in office for less than a year. So obviously this happened, the changes happened before you got there, right? So to me, I think this is his plan, right? He knows crime is historically low in Baltimore. Crime is dropping to levels we've not seen in Chicago, in Washington, D.C., right? The cities that he's naming. So then he sends his troops there and he takes the credit for the drop in crime and takes it away from...
Because the people that he's speaking to aren't going to go pull the data. They're not,
100%.
They're not going to go
100%.
and actually do the research to see where things fell, what the per capita rates were.
100%.
Yeah, they're not going to research that.
The people that he's speaking to don't care, right? They hear Chicago and they think like you step off the plane and you got to like be ducking bullets as you're walking through. Like you said, Miracle, they haven't been there. They probably don't plan on going there.
They can't afford to go there. Let's be very honest.
Oh, like, shit.
No,
right now,
saying, like, let's be very honest.
Right.
There's people who are struggling, who are in these rural areas in these suburban cities who never have been to Chicago, never really have been.
They've probably never been to any cities.
A black city.
New York is another city he's mentioned it. Yeah.
And use the fact that it's unsafe as a justification of why they don't go.
Yes.
But in reality, I think that these Republican governors should call Trump because it's places like Arizona.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
Alabama.
Right.
Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee. These are, and that was one of the comments people were making, that when you look at the top cities when it comes to like crime right now, I think 7 out of the 10 are in
red states,
right? Missouri, St. Louis, right? Are in these red states. And so again, like, why don't you go there? But the same reason you don't see ICE, heavy in places like Texas, where you think you would, is because that's a red state.
And I think to your point about your theory that you have, this is also a way for Trump to use a carrot and stick approach when it comes to FEMA and federal aid to these states. It's like he can go to these states and say, hey, look, your crime rate is down, or whatever he wants to say about the crime narrative, the crime statistics.
Yes.
Your governor said these disparaging remarks about me.
Yes.
So if you want your state to be dropped out or, bailed out of a national crisis or something like that, you got to put pressure on your governor. You know what I mean? So I think that's an again, it's not something I agree with.
Yeah.
It is an intelligent move on his part to, funnel all attention towards him as if like he has this magic wand that could
Yes.
change everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he's doing a good job of the deception.
It's right. It's right. It's
He's
the
running a
distraction.
great gambit.
It's
Yeah.
the narrative.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
And again,
Yeah.
like, his fan base wants him to be a dictator. And he actually said that. He was like, a lot of people are saying they want me to be a dictator.
Yeah.
His fan base are saying, we want you to be president in 2028. They're basically saying, like, fuck the laws, fuck the Constitution, throw all that out the window. Our guy is here, and we want him to continue to destroy America. It's like, it makes you wonder, will they say that till like the last paycheck goes out? They don't got no health care. They don't have no food. It's like, at what point do you realize you're being played? But the mayor of Chicago did an interview and actually talked about how you actually deal and how he's been having success with the crime in the city of Chicago. Can you play that clip, sir?
Yes, sir.
To help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago. Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand
What
that.
we've said-
You've talked about the other things you want, and I said those are good and important programs, but I'm asking also, would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone, but I know it's not policing alone. You've told me everything else you want. I'm curious, and this does come down to
Let
an
the man
ideological
speak.
difference between people. Do you believe that the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were more uniformed police officers on the streets of Chicago?
I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing. Look,
Okay,
I'm
but
not
that's
saying that we
not
don't.
the question I asked. My question is,
but,
and I just need a yes or a no, do you believe the streets
see
of
how they go?
Chicago would be safer if you got all of those other extraordinary programs put back into
MSNBC.
place, which do have a
This is
history of
that-
being
yeah.
successful,
Yeah, 'cause they're not.
if that's complemented by having 5,000 more cops on the streets
No.
of Chicago?
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm
not.
saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no, but
we've
I'm
invested
not,
in
Mr.
detectives.
Mayor, are you hearing what
But
I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you that all of these other social programs are extraordinarily important. I just need a yes or a no, and then this will be the last time I ask. If you get all of those other social
Yeah,
programs
try to get
that 800 million that New York City does, Los Angeles, other people do with great success, would an additional 5,000 cops on the streets in Chicago help complement those programs to
No,
make
because it
Chicago
wouldn't be
safer?
necessary.
Look, we are working hard to make sure that our police department is fully supported. I don't believe that just simply putting out an arbitrary number around police officers is the answer. What I'm saying is policing and affordable housing. It's policing and mental and behavioral health care services. It's policing and youth employment. It's a full package. Of course, we want to make sure that our police department is fully supported. That's why I've invested in our Detectives Bureau, because what we have seen in the city of Chicago, when we solve crime, it acts and serves as a deterrent. It's policing and all of the other efforts that we're doing. Here's the last thing that I'll say to that. The federal government could work stronger to coordinate with my police department to get guns off the streets of Chicago. We've seen these efforts work. Just a couple of weeks ago, the ATF working with my police department, we removed over 150 guns off the streets of Chicago that were trafficked in through Mississippi and Indiana. No one is saying that police officers don't play an incredible role in driving safety. They play an absolute pivotal role in that. But we have asked law enforcement to do too much. Police officers are being asked to be social workers, counselors. What I'm simply saying is, if we're going to build safe and affordable cities across America, the one thing that safe communities all have in common, they invest in people. We have a poverty issue in the city of Chicago and cities across America. Police officers alone will not put food on the table. Police officers alone will not guarantee
again.
a high
Come on,
quality
Mayor.
education. Police
Yes.
officers alone won't drive
Come on,
down
Mayor.
unemployment. We need all of it. The President of the United States of America and the federal government could restore Medicaid. They could restore SNAP. They could stop defunding our public education system. Here's the most important point here. Justice Brandeis, over 100 years ago, the first Jewish American to sit on the Supreme Court, he said that we could either have a democracy or wealth in the hands of the concentrated few, but we cannot have both. We are fighting for our democracy and our humanity right now. This president's nescience of the Constitution will leave irrevocable harm on posterity. That's why, as mayor of the city of Chicago, we are standing up to tyranny, and American cities across this country are doing the same.
Would you also?
Man, that was
I mean, hey, that was presidential sounding. I mean, come on, Brandon.
The definition of let them cook.
Yes,
but I think what people again forget is that the Trump administration took away billions of dollars that was meant for violence interruption. Right.
Yes.
So when we're talking about we need crime to go down. Yes, we need housing. Right. The number one predictor of crime is lack of stable housing. Right now, if we had more affordable housing, we would be able to reduce crime. Then you get to schools, then you get to jobs, then you get to creation. But when you have a president who only understands policing and prison and bombs, you're not developing life. There is nothing about this president that is invested in making sure that people are able to live, have lives, have great jobs, and have good families, which is, his white American dream. He's literally killing people with his disinvestments. And so policing is not going to make folks safe. What policing does is actually make crime worse, because then people get too afraid to call the cops because they know all of this stuff is going to result in more police coming down. So what ends up happening is people do not report crimes, right? The only crimes you get to have actual data on are police shootings, because you get to physically hear the gunshots, or you see the dead bodies. And so a lot of times then crime becomes more violent because people are more, not necessarily more dangerous, but more desperate. And so if he wanted to go and, I've always said, if the problem with guns is you don't allow people to legally own guns, make it so everyone can own a gun, then that really cuts down into the supply of the gun trade, right? The guns mostly come from Indiana, a red state.
Right.
Come from Georgia, a red state. Come from South Carolina, a red state. Right. And they come up north. That's where the guns from New York usually come from. The guns from Chicago. They're usually coming from southern areas and pushed up north, right? Because of the regulation. If you allow people to legally own guns, that cuts the drug trade. If you cut the drug trade, that means people can legally buy and sell guns. Then people don't have to worry about
make the same
robberies taking their guns away. Know what I'm saying?
People would make the same argument about drugs in general, right? Like what drugs are legal, what drugs are not legal, and then if you legalize drugs, you can also regulate those things. You know what I'm saying? And a lot again, and
we have underground economies that literally could be above ground,
right,
if we just had better policy and regulation, right? Not everything needs to be legalized. Substance needs to be decriminalized. And then you allow people to take money, invest it back in community, pay taxes, invest that back in community, be able to buy homes, be able to buy cars, so you don't have these underground economies. But instead we got a death man walking in the White House who literally is stuck in the 1950s, and now we're all paying for it.
But like you said, but also understanding that his base traffics in these stereotypes of black people bad, white people good, right? Black people criminals, black cities criminalized. It was a really dope video that a brother did where he was talking about how rappers are actually more intelligent when it comes to why these underground economies exist in cities, right? And he was using the song Even Though What We Do Is Wrong. That's a song by Freeway, Jay-Z, and Beanie. And he was talking about why do these underground, it's because of poverty. It's really what Brandon Johnson talked about when it comes to poverty, right? The fact that people don't have affordable housing, don't have food to eat, right? Or food that's in our community, don't have affordable or jobs that can provide. I mean, think about the fact that the minimum wage is the same as it's been the last 30, 40 years. There was this report that came out that talked about the difference between what the median worker makes and the CEO, and I think Starbucks was like the median worker makes like $16,000, and the CEO makes $19 million. These huge things, and so because people are put in these predicaments, that's why people begin to participate in the underground economy, oftentimes just to survive day to day. You had something for it?
Yeah, I think like everybody that's in these spaces with us, right? Whether you're in media of some form or fashion. People think that we're just talking heads here and that we are actionless individuals up here. Right. And to everything that you've just said, we have a program that we've been running in Pittsburgh for almost 5 years now that has attributed substantially to a decrease in crime in neighborhoods that experience community violence and now violence via gentrification, food desertion, and other methods of attacking black people.
Yeah.
Organizations like ours in Pittsburgh and other people who are doing this great work on the ground and the grassroots and grass top level do not exist in a vacuum. They exist in Baltimore, in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in Brooklyn, Queens, Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
They exist in these cities that have dominant populations of the global majority that are doing a concerted effort to do everything they can to drop this crime. When these people are, having this discussion about, all we need is more police. We've said this before on here. When crime is down, you want more police. When crime is up, you want more police. And what are the police
we tried
doing?
That, police. We tried that in the 90s. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
We tried more police. We tried zero tolerance. We tried all of these things, and all it did was fill the prisons. It didn't make any of these communities and neighborhoods safer.
No. And now you have organizations and programs making communities safer by the day.
It's working
in real time.
Right. So
in real time.
Again, you're talking to people that don't want data. Like when you come to them and say, hey, actually, here are things that are making places safe. These are things, again, I messed up. It says the CEO to worker pay gap is 632 to 1. The Starbucks CEO makes $96 million. The average Starbucks employee makes $15,000. And so again, like, we know what it is, right? We know that actual investment in communities and people reduces crime, right? People being happy, having places to live, being able to get a meal, being able to take a little vacation every now and then, right? This is what makes crime go down. But again, in the mind of these white supremacists, it's this idea that like blackness or brownness automatically equals criminality. Right. And blackness and brownness automatically means you have to be regulated, right? And so these people are more comfortable seeing black and brown people go to prison and go to jail. Remember, it was like somebody just broke it was like a TikTok that went viral where the guy was talking about crack babies.
Yeah.
And born in the 80s.
Right. And basically saying that was purely a media thing.
Right.
That this idea that these children born on crack had less emotion, had this. They actually did a 20-year study, come to find out, none of that happened.
I think I turned out okay.
I mean, yes, there are crack babies.
But they said it was like on the same level as a mom smoking cigarettes. It wasn't this thing that we were like, these babies were going to grow up and they were going to be
super predators,
born killers, and they were going to be hateful. They were going to be that was pure media. Similarly to how a black woman became the face of welfare, even though white people make up the vast majority of welfare users.
Yeah.
And fraud.
Right.
That's called marketing. That's the reason why art is so important.
Yes.
But also with that, you know what makes people violent and dangerous? Lead.
Oh yes,
and lead
absolutely.
poisoning. Mm-hmm. And you know who refuses to remediate lead? Conservatives.
Yeah.
So when we talk about things that poison people and stunt their growth and make them predisposed to violence, it's lead. You know who has a lot of lead poisoning?
Who?
There's a lot of black youth. Because they're forced into older homes that have lead in the paint, that haven't been remediated, and then they're also denied medical care from physicians who do not test them appropriately when they are younger babies.
The school I went to my freshman year still had asbestos.
And
it
so
evolves.
it's not that black people are predisposed to violence. It is that there are systems literally of oppression that are impacting black people.
Miracle, that sounds like science and facts.
It does, and even still, there are so many black people with lead poisoning who are not violent, who do not commit crimes, right?
Right,
So
absolutely.
even when you have these social determinants of health and these physical factors that kind of allow for people to feel like violence is their only option, still black people are resisting that. And it's
Yes.
like, why can't we just create a world where we have what we need to live and thrive?
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have to worry about like anger and violence when you have billion. Like,
Yeah.
I was telling someone yesterday, like there's billions of dollars in killing people. There's billions
yes.
of dollars in committing crime. Because at the end of the day, Trump does not want to end crime.
No,
Because if there was no crime,
the man got 34 felonies.
there
He
would
loves
be,
crime.
Trump himself would not
Trump
exist.
is a
His
criminal.
father was a pimp and a drug dealer.
Yes.
The only reason Trump has millions of dollars now is because his father was a criminal. He does not
He's a
want
criminal.
to stop crime.
Yes.
He himself is a criminal, a convicted criminal. He does not want to stop crime, right? What he wants is black and brown people who commit crime to be arrested. What he wants is like black and brown people. And if you look at all of the social media, so like the ICE, the Homeland Security, everything they were posting was black and brown folks.
Everything.
The white man they posted was the man who threw the sandwich, right? So this idea of like you're reinforcing this idea that only black and brown people are committing crimes when there are folks from Ireland, from Britain who are undocumented.
Yes.
There are people, you know, the lady
Canada.
from Canada. All these folks, those pictures are not the pictures they put out and say, save your culture, protect your culture. And this white man, but at the end of the day, there's a white man, the blonde hair, blue eyes is not even indigenous to the United States of America. That white man you're telling to save his culture, his grandmother, his grandfather, even his father was an immigrant. So it makes absolutely no sense.
And remember, Miracle, like when it comes to like this ICE enforcement, we're talking about people who are not even committing any crimes. They had a story where this man was in Pakistan, was here, been here 25 years, served in the United States Army, was paralyzed, serving this country, and went to his very last interview before getting citizenship, and they sent his ass away, right? I mean, they're talking about, remember, the whole thing about Kilmar Garcia was the fact that he was sent he wasn't supposed to be sent to El Salvador. He was sent out. The Department of Justice said, we mistakenly sent this man to El Salvador. And then even though they said that, they tried to do this whole campaign. You know, Trump thought that because somebody typed MS-13 on the man's hand, that was an actual tattoo, right? We forgot all about that, right? And
I'm sure he didn't.
Right. Then when they were forced to bring him back, now they're trying to send a man to Uganda. Like, I mean, what the hell? But again, white people will accept that.
Yeah.
Because he's brown. But what white people won't accept. What they won't accept. Apparently.
Don't laugh too much. Just get to the punchline.
Is
he always tries not to laugh, and that makes him laugh worse.
What they won't accept is a white man not being on the Cracker Barrel logo. That's what they won't accept. So again, they're fine with dictators. They're fine with all of this wild. They're fine with their prices being
Cracker
high.
Barrel's where they draw the line.
Cracker Barrel, yes.
That's where they draw the line.
You better take your hands off my cracker.
Cracker?
Do not take my cracker off Cracker Barrel.
So can you, okay.
Yes.
Explain this to me like I'm 5.
Okay. Cracker Barrel's logo is literally a cracker leaning on...
Jesus Christ.
White man without the whip.
Literally,
wow.
A white man, excuse me, I mean, if anybody was offended by the term cracker. But cracker did come from a whip, a white person.
I just learned that a few years ago.
Yeah,
I had no
whipping
idea.
us.
Yeah,
the crack of the whip, right.
Yeah.
So the Cracker Barrel logo was an old white man in a chair with his hand with his arm on a barrel.
Yeah.
Right. Thus, to me, the term Cracker Barrel, that's how I looked at it.
Right.
I looked at it as an actual physical description of your logo.
So I don't know if this is, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Cracker Barrel made a decision.
Yeah.
and said, we're going to remove the black man and the barrel. And we're just going to have, the white man.
I know. I was saying, wait a second, there's a black man on there too? I'm like, what are we mad about then?
That's nigger barrel. That's
Uncle Ben. That's the rice. That's the rice in the syrup.
Much better restaurant.
Yeah.
Nigger barrel, banging. I mean, nigger barrel's amazing.
No,
Yeah. This sounds like a skit from Bamboozled. Yeah.
I'm about to open up a nigger barrel.
Nigger barrel?
Sounds like
You
remember the toy barrels
I think
and monkeys?
we have a title.
Nigger barrel?
No.
Barrel of monkeys?
This is like a Chappelle show.
But that's racist.
Yeah.
Okay, why we got to be monkeys?
I'm just saying, do you remember the toy, the barrel of monkeys?
But how did you get there from nigger barrel, though?
Because you said...
What? What? Yes.
MAGA Muslim
How
makes
did
a
you get there?
return.
Why couldn't the barrel of monkeys be the Cracker Barrel?
Listen, so I don't know if this is like a Mandela effect, but I don't remember hearing anything about Cracker Barrel like existing until like the last 10 years or so. Like I never knew it to be a restaurant. Like I never knew that this was an actual place.
But again, like you're primarily living in cities.
Right. So they don't exist in cities.
Well, they're primarily
They
it's like
exist in the South.
it's a country. It's old country store.
Okay.
So Cracker Barrel is like you're going back into the.
So this is like this is it a regional thing, kind of like Jack in the Box is on the West Coast?
More so
There is one right on your way to the airport.
There is one here, but it's more so
let me set it up
wait,
for you.
one question, like Waffle House.
Right.
So like if you're not from if you haven't been to the South or traveled to the South, you might not know about Waffle House and the culture around Waffle. Cracker Barrel is very similar. Cracker Barrel's always kind of been like this white supremacist culture around the restaurant, although some people like the biscuits and the food. It's Southern cooking.
Oh, okay.
Let me set Cracker Barrel up for you.
Okay, set it up. Yeah.
Cracker Barrel got sued for racially discriminating against black patrons and sitting black people in the back.
Right, we talked about it on the show a couple years ago.
And black people still en masse go to Cracker Barrel. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So let me set that up.
So the food's
for
that
you.
good.
So it is very Southern. Like you go to Cracker Barrel, you pull up, you park.
Yes.
There are rocking chairs. It's a front porch. Like there are rocking chairs, and you can play.
Can I say this? Nothing says Southern like
a
black
rocking
people got
chair?
to be in the back. All y'all black people got to sit in the back.
Right. So now it has a.
Why don't you Rosa Park your ass in the back, nigga?
You have to space out like, your people of color, like right. So when I brought my friends when I got to Pittsburgh and I brought everybody to Cracker Barrel, we were diverse, right? And I was like, y'all, they're gonna sit us in the back. And they're like, how do you know? I was like, because we're not white, and we literally walked past the rows of white people, and they sat us in the back. But that's neither here nor there. So you go in, there is a rocking chair, like it's a front porch, and then you sit there. Then you go in like an actual store. So there's like games you can buy, purses, clothes, candies, but it looks very like 1920s, like general store.
Okay.
Before like corporations took
Very
it over.
Oregon Trail.
Now it looks like a trad wife DIY TikTok shop. Like there's no color. It's all
wife?
gray. The
traditional wife.
Trad wife.
Yeah, traditional
thing
wife.
on TikTok.
TRAD wife?
Yes.
It's like women that are like, I'm a homemaker. I want to be a homemaker.
Where do I
don't
be to
wanna
not
work.
know about these things?
Yeah. And then there was a story.
You touch grass. It's fine.
Yeah.
You be outside. So it is all gray.
Okay.
It's no colors. It used to have like old timey pictures and like stop signs.
I'm seeing
and stuff.
polka dots. Are there polka dots there?
No. Now it just looks like gentrification gray. And like spaced.
See what happens
out.
when you take the cracker out of the barrel.
Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
it looks like a uppity New York carpetbagger came down and was like, this is no culture and class here, and was like, what we need is gray and rectangles, and like that. It was, no one knows like why they did it. Yeah. I know they did it because of the tariffs, right? You cannot run a store with these tariffs and like pay people to design all this aesthetic, so you got to choose, like, do you want to pay for the meats or do you want to pay for the games? So you got to pay for the.
It's interesting.
Always got to pay for the meats.
Speaking of, to add context to what Miracle said, this is the New York Times. Cracker Barrel, which evokes Southern style home cooking and hospitality, has long been viewed as a white coated establishment aligned with conservative social norms.
Whose definition is this?
Just in general, it's
the
a
New York
racist.
Times.
Store.
New York Times.
Those associated with MAGA movement were the most prominent critics of recent changes to its aesthetic. What the F is wrong with Cracker Barrel? That was Donald Trump Jr. Trump himself came out and said, make Cracker Barrel a winner again.
A winner.
And so Cracker Barrel bowed down to the pressure and they returned the quote unquote old timer back into the logo. So supposedly they lost all this money. All these people were boycotting.
Why did they
Even black people, because basically with the tariffs, with everything, it is not, you have to turn a profit for these restaurants,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
They're always packed, you know, they have good food, right? It's good quality food, big servings, people are going to go there. But your overhead costs, you have to cut your overhead. So what they were going to do is just basically roll out this new thing, but there was no announcement.
Just
Usually,
like just a shock drop, like a
yeah, usually
rebrand,
usually there's some type of like rollout. There's like a slow, like, you know, this has been, Cracker Barrel has looked the same. I'll be 40 in a couple of years. It looks the same as when I was like 5.
Yeah.
Like the store has never changed.
Yes.
Right. So no matter where you go in the country, the Cracker Barrels always look the same. All type of stuff. They may change menus, different things, right? And it's the only place you get breakfast all day, lunch all day. Like
It's not the only place,
I'm not being paid by Cracker Barrel.
I mean,
there's
Denny's
there.
is there, right?
I've never been
Denny's
Denny's
is there.
either. I've never been Denny's
Denny's?
either.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying
No,
they serve breakfast all day, Miracle.
Yeah.
Come on, there's many places that serve breakfast all day. Let's
Remember,
not.
so you ever eat at Denny's?
International House of Pancakes.
It's not even 24 hours anymore.
Oh, but it
Like,
serves
it's
breakfast
just-
all
I've only
day.
been there once.
It serves breakfast. But this
They
is
got-
what Cracker Barrel said in a statement. They said that it, quote, could have done a better job sharing the news of its rebrand with its customers, some of who criticized the new logo as soulless. Imagine
Soulless.
removing a white man from the logo and then being called soulless. How ironic.
I mean, it did not look good.
Speaking of that, I seen this meme last night. Hold on. I gotta read you this meme I seen last night because that just triggered a thought. It said, "Go into church and seeing white people is cute. Like, oh, you really think you're going to heaven?"
Anyhow, but my funniest thing about this is like when they got rid of the Cracker Barrel, somebody had like heaven, and it was like Uncle Ben's,
Yes.
Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, I pre that.
yes.
I didn't catch
all
that
of
until
these.
now. Yes,
Yes.
okay, now I get it.
Yeah, the way he said welcome. They're welcoming the Cracker to the heaven.
But
Yeah.
I just think that we're going to see a lot more. These are recession indicators when stuff is stripped down and it looks more basic.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
went
very
through.
true.
Think about like the Pizza Huts.
Yeah.
I would remember the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, there's
with the
only
red
one.
cups
There's only
and
one
stuff,
Pizza Hut that you
right?
go to, and it's in Ohio now.
But
yeah.
when Pizza Hut rebranded, we didn't know as children they were broke, right? When
Right.
everybody who does this rebrand is they're
All of
struggling.
a sudden, you get pizza, tacos, and something else in the
Yeah,
same
pizza,
place.
KFC, and Taco
I was like,
Bell.
what the
Yeah, it's all
hell?
one.
Why
Yeah.
we got chicken wings? I
What
don't
the hell?
understand, right? And so, and that's why these restaurants
Right.
are broke because again,
Yes.
people do not have money. And I forgot the TikTok influencer who just said that. And I felt bad, and I like to credit people, but she was basically saying white people are poor.
Yes.
And we have not really thought about that new industries, whether it's social media, whether it's the tech industry, it really has left white people behind.
Yes.
Not to be all racist, but when you think about tech, you think of Elon Musk, you're thinking about immigrants, right?
Yeah,
all the people
a lot
you
of
think
lot of
again,
lot of
remember
people East Asia.
right?
Yeah.
East Asians, South Asians, right?
you're thinking about immigrants,
Yes.
right? Immigrants are not going like, oh, let me go run to Cracker Barrel. They don't have that,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know,
That's a great point.
affiliation for that, right? So when you see
Just to get sat in the back.
you know, just so not anymore because lost lawsuit.
We don't got
But
no.
That's it. What the hell? What the hell?
So, what?
That's what I'm saying. From what you're telling me, I'm gathering this is what they would say to someone brown that came there.
Okay.
We don't have no for you.
Okay, come on, we're editing it. Go ahead.
But because the newer money coming into the country,
Yes.
it does not have the affiliation with these older stores. You have to rebrand to make it look. That's why all these restaurants got
Yes.
that ugly green grass
Miracle.
and
Like,
those neon lights, right?
just think of us. Like I'm not eating at McDonald's
Yeah.
Boycott.
anymore or Burger King.
It's been decades since
if
I've
I'm
had.
gonna eat,
like-
I want something good. I want a better restaurant. I want a higher quality of restaurant,
Yeah.
right? I'm not just like you said. When's the last time I haven't been to a Denny's or a IHOP in mad long,
if
right?
you do get fast food, where you gonna go? I'll tell you where I'm gonna go.
Where?
I'm gonna get the Lord's chicken.
Oh, you gonna go that racist?
Chick-fil-A?
That racist place?
Hey, the bigotry make it taste better. I don't care, man.
My favorite
Lord.
fast
The
food
Lord's chicken.
is Arby's and Taco Bell.
So you are one of
Yes.
You're an Arby's truther.
I am an Arby's truther.
That's
What you gotta
crazy.
get is the jalapeno poppers with the extra bowberry sauce.
I always assumed Arby's was a front
Yeah.
for money laundering.
But you know
nobody's
what?
in there.
Long John Silver. But you like Long John Silver.
I like Long John Silver.
Arby's
Also, Arby's and
has-
Boston chicken. Nobody goes there.
Also, let me
Boston
cook.
Market, you mean?
Boston Market.
Let me
Yeah,
cook
yeah.
right quick for Arby's. Right? They have the roast beef, right? The beef and cheddar.
We have the meat.
But they also have the salads, right? So if you want to have a healthier,
Arby's has salad?
Yes, they have like artisan salads. They have all types. It's so good. There's berries. There's blue cheese.
There's 5 people in the United States that are going to Arby's for
There's
salad.
also sandwiches. They have
What?
you gotta go to the drive-through.
We have the
crinkle.
meats. Yeah. I want
the
a
crinkle
salad, sir.
fries. Listen, we got
Give
to
me a
unbig
meat
our backs.
salad.
They're like crinkle fries, so good.
No
But
one
then the
wants crinkle
shakes.
fries.
So you
Now,
take your.
I know they got the orange cream
Arby's
shake.
fries. Let me. The Arby's fries has the best fries out of any fast food restaurant. Right?
Curly fries, right?
The Arby's
Yeah.
curly fries with the Wendy's icing, with the Wendy's ice cream, is so good. Also,
I'm not going to say what I want to say.
Y'all just call. I know what y'all call. Y'all call me slurs. Y'all just call me slurs.
Please don't.
Y'all both just call me slurs. And I just want to know. I saw it, and I see it.
So again,
and it's fair.
But I think your point before we got into
what the hell?
before you got into
Just see you like recoiled. He's like you go to multiple restaurants for fast food.
I didn't even know they would buy
was
each
just
other.
Like,
Man.
he was like,
Buy
you're
them
supposed to
next to
eat
each other?
to live. He's about to,
crazy.
he about to call the imam right now.
Arby's the Wendy's is just like, yo, that's the alley-oop I wasn't expecting.
She be having a DoorDasher make 4 stops before he gets to the house.
Listen, we were
DoorDasher's like, wait, what?
Yo, you just
We were mukbanging even before it was a thing.
Miracle got the secret menu pawn lock, yo. Like, yo, she ain't fucking around.
That's a whole nother.
Listen,
but I think
but yeah.
your ultimate point, Miracle, is like you said, people are poor, people are broke, they're not going places anymore. There's all these reports of how tourism in the United States are down.
Poor people is the
dramatically.
reason we can't have nice things.
Well, again, it's
Yes,
one of
poor
the
people
reasons.
drive the economy,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You buy the food, you create the events for other folks.
That was the whole piece around like giving everybody $500, $600. Think about it. I mean, we're moving into the fall, which means like the Christmas season.
Right, yeah.
So all these tariffs making all this stuff expensive. And so when you go now to do Christmas shopping, if folks don't have money,
It's gonna be a lot of Muslims this Christmas.
1,000.
There's gonna be a lot of Muslims this Christmas. They thought, oh, they don't celebrate Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah, so what Farouk is talking about is why people do not realize is that Muslims do not like honor traditional Christmas because different religious backgrounds,
right?
And sometimes also traditionally Muslims do not celebrate holidays,
right?
So sometimes men, to save money on Christmas and on Valentine's Day,
we say our shahada.
Say the shahada.
I definitely used Valentine's Day as an excuse before. Listen. I've definitely done that.
Against my religion.
Yes. It's against my religion.
That ain't my culture.
It's against my religion to celebrate a birthday.
Yes.
Jehovah's Witnesses and Muslims, traditionally don't celebrate these holidays.
Yes.
So what people will say is like, I can't do this because it's against my religion. So what he is saying is because we're so poor.
Yes.
Right.
But also people are just converting to Islam at rapid rates anyways.
Muslim out of poverty is crazy.
But I also wanted to say that like when we think about even here in Pennsylvania, like the SEPTA fund, right?
Right, yeah.
And Republicans not even correctly, doing like SEPTA or, mass transit.
Right.
The things that poor people need to survive is what gets cut first.
Right.
Yes.
And then people realize, oh, wait, I need those services too.
Right.
And then it's too late.
It was a report that they said that the government was doing all this anti-DI stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what they didn't realize were they actually cut all these funds that were to fund roads in Republican districts.
Yeah.
Because they were like against DI. So like you said, now folks are really starting to see FEMA hasn't been given any money for any of these disasters, putting a lot of people in harm's way. And so again, will it ever trickle down? But again, Trump, the one thing that the MAGA crowd was mad about, now Trump is trying to do something to that. Remember, our Congress woman Summer Lee led a charge in the House to request, basically subpoena the House. It passed Congress, and basically it said that the Department of Justice had to turn over every single file related to Epstein unredacted. That's what it says. They did not do that. According to Summer, they turned in a bunch of files that have already been out there. However, we did hear from Ghislaine Maxwell. And what Ghislaine Maxwell said was she absolutely never saw Trump behaving inappropriately with anyone in the Epstein circle. She said there's no list of Epstein clients. And she praised Trump, saying that he had accomplished an extraordinary achievement by becoming the president, and she liked him.
I'm sure she does like him.
I'm sure the fact that she went from a
maximum to a minimum security
maximum
prison,
to
with a
not
work
only,
release.
not only with a work release.
Yeah,
yes.
she got furloughed. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
So I'm sure that had nothing to do with any of those statements.
No.
Now that Ghislaine has spoke, but again, these MAGA people was like, oh, she said, so we're supposed to believe,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, let me just stop you there. Yes.
We're supposed to believe a woman who was convicted. You know, I didn't say who was convicted, Miracle. Let me finish. A woman who was convicted for child sex trafficking. We're going to take her, who not only was convicted for child sex trafficking, had a conversation with Trump's personal lawyer, then was moved to a minimum security facility and giving work release, and is looking at a pardon from Donald Trump. We're supposed to believe her?
Yes.
So,
I mean, a pimp is going to do what a pimp is going to do. Let's
Come on,
be very
big pimpin'
honest,
has been pimping
right?
since been pimping.
Right. I think people got to figure that out, right?
Yes.
The second thing is, you are not going to, if you are in the sex industry, you do not release your clients ever. Like, that's something everyone knows you never do. Like, she's never going to sit there and say, like, he was my client, right? That's just not going to happen. Plus, there's no reasons for it to at this point. He's out. She's literally outside. Like, she's basically able to do what she wants. She's going to be okay if she actually testifies. Not only is she having to go back to wherever, she's also having to worry about if she gets Epstein. You know, there is a whole conspiracy that Epstein was taken out, right? So she also has to worry about her own safety. So she's not going to
what's wild
publicly
is,
say anything. And she's lied before.
Right.
Of course she has. You know what I'm saying? And so what's wild is the families of these victims are, like, obviously very, very upset. Not only the fact that Ghislaine has gotten this special treatment going from a maximum to minimum security, but the fact that, you know, according to them, that, like, they're actually trying to, like, rewrite this history for what this woman did. But again, this is Donald Trump. Instead of just giving up, like, we know his name is in these things, right? So here's Donald Trump knowing they have to give up this information, knowing that his name is going to be in there, and then going to say, aha, see, but she was there, and she said I didn't do anything, so therefore this is all a Democratic hoax.
I think it's going to be really sad once stuff finally gets out. And my thing is, like, none of this is necessary, right? The Epstein files, there could be videos of him violating minors on camera. And we've learned, like, let's be honest, post R. Kelly, right?
Yeah.
We have seen that even when there is actual videographic evidence of people mistreating minors, people will still come and be in their defense, be in their corner.
Where the parents or something like that.
So, like, all of this, again, is unnecessary because none of it is going to change the way anyone engages Trump. I can't forget the senator. I want to say he may also be from Ohio, but he admitted in court, like, not in court, but in a congressional hearing, that he had violated and harmed his wife, and it was like, had my wife not, you know, because my wife didn't call the cops, you know, I'm sitting here today, right?
Oh, wow.
There are people who've said, oh, well, we can't, you know, charge officers with war crimes because we, Head said himself, because we committed war crimes when we were in the military. People admit stuff all the time, and nothing happens to them.
True.
So to have this whole like theater of who's in the Epstein files, who's not, nobody really cares. There's going to be
the MAGA folks care, man.
But I'm saying there's going to be no
they still
accountability. They'll
Not
care.
anymore.
I'm gonna say they don't care no more.
I mean, they'll care. They'll be like, okay, he was in there. All these other people there. And it still goes to like, this is how power corrupts. And that is what we are seeing right now, that power is corrupting because people are doing whatever they can just because they can.
Right.
And it's the American people who are paying the price. That is what the fallout from the Epstein files should be.
Right. And that's really Trump's whole mentality. He just said it. I can do whatever I want. I'm president of the United States. I can do whatever I want and get away with it. He's broken multiple laws and is still the president of the United States. And so in his mind, supposedly his family brought in over $3 billion since he's been the president. So again, he can take a jet from Qatar. He can do all of these things. And he's like so brainwashed. The folks that he's with, like you said, Farouk, they polled the Republicans and said, they said even if Trump was in the Epstein files, which we know he is, they would still vote for him. Yeah, and so this is the power of like white supremacy and like feeling like that feeling of like I'm above or over. So again, when we go back to poverty, right? It's like I'm poor. A lot of times these poor, rural poor white people or inner city, they're poor, but they're not black.
Right.
They're not brown. So in their poverty, they can look and say, oh, you're a nigger and you're an immigrant and I'm going to call ICE on you and I'm going to call the police on you. Right. Mm-hmm. So this is part of what the psychology of what Donald Trump is doing by releasing these federal agents into these cities. It's like, we want to punish these black people by sending these agents in their neighborhood. To police them. We're going to punish these brown people by sending ICE, and we're going to send them to Uganda and send them all over the place. And it's like in the midst of you laughing at them or mocking the black and brown people,
right?
You don't have Medicaid no more. All the food and groceries is too expensive.
Yep.
Your job isn't paying you any more money at all.
Even the roads that you drive on maintained.
Right. All your infrastructure is being fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon they said like the Department of Education were the main money suppliers to rural schools, right? Just like a lot of that Medicare money went to rural hospitals. So now you're not going to have no schools. You're not going to have no hospitals. You're not going to have no jobs. But you can then still laugh at black and brown people because you can say, oh, I'm not one of them. I'm still white. I still have some type of access.
Right.
And so that's the power, and that's why white supremacy is so damaging to white people.
Yeah.
Because you're literally being conned and played, and white supremacy won't allow you to see other poor people as people that you can have some type of solidarity with. Because ultimately, if affordable housing happens, now you got a place to stay. Mm-hmm. Like imagine, remember these states didn't want Obamacare because it had Obama on them. And it's like you would rather die than have a black man help you.
Yes, that was 1,000% it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, that's where we are right now. I guess, ironically.
Look at that. Look at that.
Our book today, A Taste of Country Cooking.
I know you're going to take your little feet up. I know you are fully entertained.
The Cracker Barrel conversation.
What's the name of the book?
A Taste of Country Cooking.
Don't you dare. No. First of all, just because you put gravy on fries, don't you dare sit there.
Apparently, Miracle.
Southern cooking.
Apparently, Miracle, you dip fries into milkshakes. So what are we talking
very
about?
normal. That is salty and sweet. That is very normal for people to do.
Have you ever done that?
Yes, that is very normal.
Put fries in the milkshake?
Absolutely.
Oh, what?
Really? It's amazing. Yes. It's amazing.
I guess it's just me. Edna Lewis, The Taste of Country Cooking.
Hater. I just see how you all co-sign each other. Hater.
I just said it was great.
It says this book is fresh and pure.
You said country cooking.
Okay. Edna Lewis, The Taste of Country Cooking, I guess.
First of all, country cooking. First
Is
of
this
all,
Not at Cracker Barrel, but
Is this like the delectable
you know
Negro?
what? You
No.
know what?
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna go there. For my black people, right? For
Don't go to Cracker Barrel.
For my black people
Get the
without
book.
red undertones. For my black people
shit.
who are
Oh, wow.
descended
Right.
from black people, my black Southern people. You want to get this book, The Taste.
Hey,
of
we found our
Country
plantation.
Cooking. First of all, you know what? Some people look. Oh, garden strawberry preserves. You can make. You can bake.
So is this a
stuff.
cookbook?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's a
cookbook and also
cookbook.
conversations just about like country cooking.
Yes.
Like little stories.
Is
you can make
And what's the origin of
wine,
country cooking, Miracle?
Blackness,
And slavery.
survival, existence.
Yes.
Not all black people in the United States of America were slaves,
True,
okay?
true.
So black people had to cook, making
But-
ice
yes.
cream,
And that's very
you're absolutely right.
surviving,
You're 1,000%
wheat
right.
threshing.
We also have additional reading for you if you do like A Taste of Country Cooking. We urge you to read How
From
to Eat
Niggas
to
to
Live.
God.
How to Eat to Live. How to Eat to Live.
First of all, so you're supposed to eat your one meal a day and eat fresh food. You're not supposed to have stuff that's like deep fried.
Yes.
And you're supposed to, eat healthy, eat substance.
Yes.
But, God gave you beautiful food and tools and skills. And country cooking
God gave you
takes
that-
all of that. It
That
allows
delicious
you
pig. That
to-
delicious pig. That
It allows you to have delicious food.
Them
You don't
oils.
have to have swine.
God gave you bacon.
You don't have to have swine. You can have your preservatives.
Yes.
Okay, you can have some jam. Okay,
Absolutely.
You can have a nice
Jam.
salad.
Oh, jam.
You know what? First
It was
of all,
so many
Whoa.
things. Now, we're way over time. It was so much.
there are haters
we
everywhere.
did not
and
get to.
sometimes haters
Yes.
are right in front of your face and even in your own
I
stuff.
love the hate.
But you can still have you a great tomato sandwich. You can still have you some fried green tomatoes. It is still a bevy, right? There is a basket of food that is created
Yes.
for you to have.
Absolutely.
And
A
Southern
Cornucopia
people-
of calories.
And sometimes to create that basket,
Cornucopia
you have to
of
go to
cholesterol.
5 different fast food.
We hope to see you next week.
You know why they call it fast food? Because it kills you fast.
If everybody survives this next
Well, we,
week.
Spikes your
wait,
insulin
we
fast.
have a bunch of stuff coming up. We have our Artivist Academy showcase
Yeah.
this Friday, and Fome is doing an Artivist Academy showcase this Friday. That's be dope. This Saturday, we have the Kiki Ball. Both those events will be right here at the Black Box. So we have a weekend of events where if you're in the city of Pittsburgh or surrounding areas, come kick it, come build with One Hood and see the great work that we're doing in person.
And also, if you like Southern food, comment, let Miracle have fried fish at a One Hood event too. Okay?
Who's going to make it?
The caterer that I
Okay,
picked
got
that
you.
y'all downvoted because Southern food isn't healthy.
Got you. Okay.
Haters everywhere.
So are those your final comments? Haters everywhere?
Haters everywhere.
Okay.
It's always a man. Men always are on my ops.
And Farouk, final comments?
I like curry, man.
Okay.
I love like a good.
We have a
curry
strong
goat.
HR department. We will be doing some remediation, some learning.
I love a good
This
chickpea
proves
curry.
you always have to learn. You always have to ask yourself, how does white supremacy even show up
Curry chicken.
in my progressive spaces? and
Lord.
what am I doing to
Lord have
unlearn?
mercy. Till next
and push
time,
back?
this week in White Supremacy.
Coconut
Peace.
curry.
One Hood, y'all.